So today I went to the library and I picked up a few books because since this new year I haven't been reading very much. I was reading a little bit of a book that I had borrowed a couple weeks ago, but I never finished and it was just hard for me to focus. I think it was just because I was starting a new job and it was a bit of a transition, so I didn't really feel an urge to read, and my mind was just constantly on other things. But today I went to the library and I really enjoyed it because like last year, at the end of last year, I was going to the library every Saturday and Sunday, like on my days off, and I was just spending the whole day there and I loved it. So it was really nice to go back there and to kind of immerse myself in books again. So I picked up this one, The Twins of Auschwitz, and then I picked up, let me quickly get it, The Pianist. So both books are obviously on World War II. I haven't watched the movie of The Pianist, but it's definitely one that I'm always thinking about it when I go on things like Netflix and stuff. But I would prefer to read the book first because really I don't really know what The Pianist is about. I have a bit of an idea, like just the basics. But I started reading this one and I wasn't actually thinking, okay, I'm gonna borrow books on World War II. I was actually in the fiction section for ages looking for a really good fiction book, because usually the books I read aren't fiction. It's more like I just stick with the non-fiction. I stick with the self-development books, and sometimes I crave a really good fantasy novel, or I crave a really good romantic fiction, but usually that's when I do try and look for fiction and I try and read fiction, it just doesn't always work for me. So I always end up going to the other things that I'm interested in, like World War II. I've read tons of books on World War II. It's just one of those things that interests me, like just one of those random things that for some reason you have a really big interest in. Because I was having kind of trouble looking for a fiction book, I just went to the section that I know most, and the section that I know I can just pick up any book and it's like, boom, I found it. And so I picked up The Twins of Auschwitz. I felt the need to read this because I have a twin sister, an identical twin sister who I've really, really been missing. And she has this interest on World War II as well. And we're always talking about we've kind of said, it's crazy to think that if we were born, say, at that time, in that certain place, we would have been put in these experiments. And it's like, because we know about the angel of death. Joseph, I think you say Joseph Mengele, the angel of death. He was the one that was doing the twin experiments. So this book is about two girls, they're twins, identical twins, Miriam and Eva. Oh, don't worry about that siren. I hope you can still hear me. Okay, I think the siren is stopping now. It's going at a lower note. So anyways, I got to reading this and I was really enjoying it, and I was completely immersed in this book. Like, this book is written quite simple, I think. It's not so full of detail. It's quite a simple book, but it's really grabbed me, and I think because she talks about what it's like to have an identical twin, and okay, now there's a plane, okay, and she's talking about that it's not just her sister, it is literally one other half of her. So she talks about the survival of being in this place of like chaos and destruction, but then not only having to look after herself, but this her as well, like this other part of her, and just the lengths that Eva goes for Miriam, like with the sicknesses and through the experiments, because these experiments were so crazy that the angel of death had done to them, that they were, like for an example, he used to take blood out of boys and blood out of girls, and then he would put the blood from the girls in the boys, the blood from the boys in the girls, just to see what would happen. Or, you know, he was just putting all sorts of injections into one twin and then keeping the other twin healthy and just seeing the difference. And then if that twin that had totally gotten injected with all these needles died, then he would chloroform the other twin, so they had both died, the set of twins had both died, and then he would do autopsies. So he was just basically trying to find this major science discovery, and if he ever, like whenever he would send it to I think it was like a university in Berlin, and just saying like medical record open urgently. And anyways, I haven't finished this book, but I really felt a need to just quickly video this because I'm on page 158 and I was just reading this book non-stop because I was so like immersed in it. Maybe it's because I haven't read in so long and my brain is just like now really onto it, because I must have just, you know, I mean, yeah. But yeah, I won't spoil it, but I'm now kind of towards the end, you can see. And I will probably finish this today because, what is it, I'm on page 158 and there's 223 pages, so okay. So yeah, I'll finish this today, I mean, obviously. But I just wanted to, video this, because, you know, when you get into a book and you are just so fixated on it, because obviously you're reading and it's like you're hallucinating, like you're just reading these words, but it's almost like you're watching it in your brain as well, and it's kind of like an internal movie, but it's like your own movie that you're making from your perception of these words, and like how these words are portrayed, and then how how you're portraying them, through the way the author is describing and whatnot. And I was just walking in the park because I'm on my way back home from the library, and I was just thinking, like, after you're completely fixated on this, like you've just read, almost 200 pages of this book, and you've spent the last few hours completely like into this book, and then you walk out of the library, you're just walking, and then it's like it takes a while for your mind to go back into reality. Like there's like this kind of bridge between the reality and then this book, and it's like your mind is still like getting back into reality, a bit like when you walk out of the cinema and then it's like, okay, whoa, that just happened, because your mind has been so fixated on the screen, and it's like after a certain amount of time looking into at the screen of like, the movie theater, it's just like your mind is completely fixated. There's nothing going on except that. And then you walk out of the theater and it's like, whoa, okay, now I'm in reality. And now you've kind of got to comprehend the fact that, it's over. Anyways, I'm going on a bit of a rant, but this is the new book, and this is a little bit of my book review that I really like it. And then after I will be reading The Pianist. I'm just feeling really, really happy that I'm now reading. I mean, it was only a few weeks that I wasn't reading, but you notice things like, for me it's reading, you notice that when you stop reading you start to just get these bad habits, because all the time that you spend reading, you're just doing something else that may not potentially be good for you, like maybe going on your phone a little bit too much, or yes, but that is me. Hopefully when I get home I will continue reading, or maybe not, maybe I have to get a few things ready, but maybe this is the end of my book review so far. Maybe this is all I really need for this book review, because I know that the ending is going to be good. And I can say that I'm completely satisfied with this book, and I do recommend it. And also, if you are a twin, then I would recommend it heaps, because it talks about, you know, the fight for your twin. And yeah, anyways.